Welcome to July Friends. Today is July 1st and some cards fell out of the decks for you today for the energy of today. I'm also going to talk a little bit about the cards for July in general that showed up in my newsletter, but 3 cards fell out of the deck today from the light symbol cards. Caution, Purpose, and Congruent. Very interesting group of cards. And then your record card, Oracle card, is Vulnerability. So the Caution card is kind of interesting. People often see this and say, uh-oh, I better be careful. What do I need to be cautious about? And what I'm getting for these 3 cards for you today is that you're being asked to just be a little careful, cautious about worrying too much about what's happening, what's going on, maybe what you're feeling. And so it's kind of a fine line. It's finding a balance, because what is happening potentially with some people is that some really deep stuff is coming up, and it invites us to be vulnerable. And for many of us, being vulnerable is hard, because when we've been vulnerable in the past, it's meant getting hurt or whatever. It's not really necessarily a good feeling, but as we have heard many times, vulnerability is a strength. So it's a caution just about maybe not shutting that down. And so people are always questioning, what's my purpose? What's my purpose? Why am I here? Why am I here? Why am I feeling this? Why is all this happening? And so again, it's a caution to not be too overly concerned about your purpose, because your purpose is always unfolding. And in the big scheme of things, your purpose is really just to be, simply to be, and recognize deeper levels of who you are. And as I've said many times in readings with clients and in my own work and in card readings, it's not really all about what you do, it's your beingness. In other words, it's how you go about doing what you do, right? The energy that you put into it, the energy that you're putting out into the world. And then the last card that fell out was Congruent. And this is an interesting card because it means, very generally, agreement, or an agreement of all parts, right? So what's happening with us now is we are integrating all aspects of ourselves. And so there's an aspect of allowing yourself to come into an agreement as you integrate all aspects of yourself. Remember, we're releasing eons of energetic karma, patterns, beliefs, but you're also integrating all aspects of yourself, including what you might consider to be your shadow side. So vulnerability. I mean, yeah, it can be very challenging to accept aspects of yourself that you don't like, or you've been told are bad, or you think that are bad. And keep in mind, we're working on eons and eons of lifetimes, or we're working on releasing eons and eons of lifetimes and stuff in this lifetime. So it's a lot of work. There's a lot of opportunity to be vulnerable with yourself, with others, to allow others to be vulnerable to you without judging them, to accept people where they are, and to just kind of come into a deep inner agreement and allow everything to come together. We're moving towards oneness. You're moving towards oneness with your own soul integration. We're moving towards oneness as a collective. So very interesting cards today. My July newsletter came out today, and I always post cards for the energy of the month in the newsletter, and I always do a channeled message. I'm going to try to remember to put the link to that newsletter in my bio, but if you want to read it, certainly reach out to me, or go to my website, thefigleaf.net. I do post the messages on there. But the cards for July were Feng Shui and Continuum. Again, very interesting, because Feng Shui refers to the movement of things to create a better flow of energy. And we're definitely moving energy. You're moving energy in yourself. You're shifting your energy field. It's affecting other people. So there's definitely inner Feng Shui going on, which affects your external Feng Shui. And Continuum is an interesting card because it refers to a beginning and an end place, where the beginning feels like one thing, the end may be very different, but in the middle, it all seems kind of the same. I know, not a great explanation of that, but it refers to where you started, where you are now, and how different those two are. But if you look day to day, maybe your experiences don't seem that different from day to day. So it's another way to, excuse me, perceive the change in your life, the changes that are happening in your external reality, how you actually affect the changes in your external reality via your energy, the energy that you put out into the world. So interesting card readings for July, for today. July to me feels like change, and frankly June was a little challenging. It went super fast for me, but I'm always working on my own inner stuff. And a big thing for me in the month of June was deeper levels of vulnerability to myself, to others. So July feels like change. I don't even know how to explain that, because we're always changing. Change is always happening, but it feels, I don't know, somehow bigger. But part of the excitement is seeing how that unfolds, right? And so I welcome you to drop into always a deeper level of your own divine knowing, and I welcome your thoughts on the cards for today, the cards for the month. And if you would like to receive my newsletter, certainly send me a message. Thanks so much. Have a great day.